This is Sushil, and this is another in the series of our CMC Nature Talks. And today we have Justus Obed, who works in, I know it as the old term, clinical pathology and blood bank, transfusion medicine and immunohematology department. Justus, as many of you will know, he's one of our top class photographers, and I know that he has a great interest in nature with a special interest in birds, and I think especially water birds. And he's done some interesting YouTube videos, and he also has a very great interest in butterflies. And so we're very happy to have Justus speak to us and to accept our request to talk about a little bit about butterflies on our campus. So over to you, Justus.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Hi everyone, I'm Justus. I work for Blood Bank. So let's move on to the talk. Okay. Many of you here will be thinking, I've heard of a roller coaster ride. I've been to many bike rides, but what is about a Tawny Coster ride? What is it? A Tawny Coster ride, you might be thinking. So this butterfly which you see in the background is called a Tawny Coster. That is why we are not going to talk anything specially about this particular butterfly, but to have the topic a little creative and in a fancy way, I thought, okay, this ride of knowing a little about butterflies of our campus, let it be called a Tawny Coster ride, I thought. Okay. Tawny means actually this brownish yellow, brownish orange color of this butterfly. So this color is actually called tawny, and that's how this butterfly gets its name, Tawny Coster. Yes, like I said, I'm not going to talk anything more about this butterfly. Moving on, let's know a little about butterflies of our campus. So when somebody asks you where all butterflies are seen, so the simplest answer you can say is butterflies are actually everywhere. In every single continent, you will have butterflies except in Antarctica and Arctica. So why is Antarctica and Arctic? Why don't they have butterflies? You might be thinking. So that is because butterflies, unlike human beings, are cold-blooded. So cold-blooded meaning butterflies are not capable of changing their body temperature, adapting to the temperature of the surroundings. So butterflies find it difficult to survive in very cold places like Antarctica, and that's why in every other continent we see butterflies, but not in Antarctica and Arctic, very cold regions especially. So how many species of butterflies are there around the world? Yes, like you see, we have around 17,500 species of butterflies all around the world, of which India alone has around 1,500 species of butterfly, of which Tamil Nadu alone has 328 species. If you also include Western Ghats, you will have around 350, 360 species of butterflies. But we're talking only about Tamil Nadu, we have around 328 species of butterflies. So Tamil Nadu is a very huge place. So when we talk about only our campus, Bagayam campus alone has around 40 species. Of the 328 that we see in Tamil Nadu, our campus alone has around 40 species of butterflies. This 40 species I personally have recorded. So I'm very sure when you all start observing butterflies, I'm very sure you'll be able to see a lot of more species of butterflies, and surely I think the count may increase at least up to 60. So there was one of my friends who suddenly on a fine evening, late night, he called me and he asked me to check my WhatsApp. He said me, hey Justus, I've sent you a picture of a beautiful butterfly, and he sent me this picture. And then பயங்கரமா சூப்பரா பியூட்டிஃபுல்லா இருக்கு அப்படின்னு he sent me. So I asked him. Then I was eager and I opened my WhatsApp and I saw, and it was this picture. So I with a laughter I replied him. I said him, Machan, this is actually not a butterfly, but it's a moth. So so there are many of us who who are very new to butterflies, are really finding it difficult even to differentiate a moth and a butterfly. So here are some very simple basic tips how you differentiate butterflies from moths. So butterflies, when you talk about butterflies are very colorful. When you talk about moths, many of you have seen moths. Moths are usually brown. They're usually dull in color. When you see the pupa or the chrysalis, like that is the previous stage, the final stage when a butterfly comes from. That is the pupa. From pupa, the butterfly or a moth comes. In this stage, a butterfly looks. The chrysalis of a butterfly is actually very hard, whereas pupa of moths are silky. So this is a common banded peacock butterfly. You can see the body of the butterfly is actually very thin, whereas a moth's body is actually very, very thick compared to a butterfly. And the very basic difference that every one of us know is butterflies are actually active during the day, whereas a moth is active during the night. But this also has exceptions. Like there is common evening brown that comes only in the evening. There are some moths, Luna moth, and some other moths that comes during daytime too. So the very important difference between a butterfly and a moth is their antennae. So this is a antennae of a butterfly. The butterfly's antennae is actually long, and it is a clubbed antennae. It has a clubbed antennae, whereas a moth's antennae is feathery. So this is one way you can differentiate a butterfly from a moth. This is the most important way to differentiate actually. So when you see a butterfly, butterflies usually sit with their wings closed. Not always, usually, but moth always sits with their wings wide open. So these are some simple steps to differentiate a moth and a butterfly. The very important thing which you have to keep in mind is the antennae of butterflies. The antennae of butterflies is long, and it has a clubbed antennae, whereas moth has a feathery antennae. And butterflies usually rest with their wings closed, whereas a moth rests with wings wide open. So what do you think that makes butterflies very important? Okay, so even a child would say it's pollination. Yes, pollination is a very important thing that butterflies and many other insects like bees possess. So pollination is one important thing. A butterfly will sit on a flower. It sips in nectar, and while it is sipping nectar, it will accidentally carry a pollen. It will go sit on another flower, and eventually it fertilizes the other flower, and that's how pollination happens. So pollination is one way, one important thing for butterflies. So the next important thing about butterflies is they are very good food for predators. Food for predators, I mean, not only when they are in their adult form, like not only when they are in their fully grown adult form as a butterfly, but also when they are in the form of an egg. So when they are in the form of an egg, lizards, garden lizards, they like to have eggs as prey, as food. And when they are in their larval form, many birds such as cuckoos, red-vented bulbuls also, when they have chicks, they go and catch caterpillars and feed chicks. So So this is actually a pied cuckoo. A pied cuckoo is a pied cuckoo's favorite food is a hairy caterpillar. Hairy caterpillars, though they look very scary, they're not actually scary for the pied cuckoos. They, pied cuckoos love feeding on hairy caterpillars. So that is one important thing about butterflies, because when they are in their caterpillar form, they are good food for predators. Also, there are some spiders who are very, very capable of catching butterflies and having. So this is a common Mormon butterfly. It is beautifully having nectar, isn't it? Okay, if it is that what you're thinking, I'll tell you you're wrong, because this butterfly is not actually pollinating, but when you have a keen look at this point below the flower, you can see that this butterfly is actually been hunted down by this crab spider. And this is the spider, though it is at least 20 times smaller than the butterfly, it is now a prey. The butterfly is now a prey for this beautiful crab spider. So in this way, butterflies are very good food for predators. So first we saw pollination is one important thing for butterflies. Then we saw that food for predators. Butterflies are very good food for predators when they are in their egg form, when they are in the form of a caterpillar, and also as an adult butterfly, they are good food for predators. Then environmental indicators. I'll tell you an illustration. You go to sunken garden, you see Ixora plants there, and there are a lot of red color Ixora plants. Idli poo, they say in Tamil. So you'll be mostly in sunken garden in front of chapel. You'll be able to see at least 1 or 2 blue marmots, the big blue and black color butterfly flying. That is the India's second largest butterfly. So you see that butterfly in that particular area every time, most of the time. So what you do, in case Ixora plant is removed from that area, okay, so the next year you go in search of that same butterfly in that same spot, I'll tell you most likely you will not be able to see common marmots there. That is because butterflies are environmental indicators, meaning when the butterfly is not there anymore in that particular area, you can easily say that particular habitat or that particular host plant that butterfly needs is lost, and that's why this butterfly is not getting to stay there. So in this way, butterflies are very good environmental indicators. So you are going in search of a butterfly in that particular area which you saw last year.
Justus, continue. Can everyone just mute their mics, please?
Okay. So in this way, butterflies are very good environmental indicators. So that is they tell you if a habitat loss has happened. In another way, I'd say you are using a pesticide in one area. So that pesticide has affected growth of butterflies. That particular butterflies, those stay in that area. So that pesticides may be a reason why you're not seeing that butterflies anymore. So in that way also, butterflies act as environmental indicators. So let's strive hard to at least save the plants in that area, so that every year we get to see butterflies in that area, at least the same butterflies. Okay, so talking about lifespan, even if you go and ask a 5th standard or a 6th standard guy, hey childra, what is the lifespan of butterflies? And he'll be like, butterflies live up to 1 or 2 weeks. So that I'd say that is partly a correct answer, but not fully. That is because there are some butterflies that can live up to a year. So that that will depend mostly on the species, which species of butterfly it is. There also depends on what food the butterflies are having. You all know that butterflies feed on nectar, but there are also butterflies which sip on. Sorry. There are also butterflies which sip on minerals from animal excretion. You can see some butterflies. I've seen when I've been to Rajapalayam in Srivilliputur, Gristle Squirrel Sanctuary. I've seen dungs, elephant dungs there, and there'll be some butterflies sitting on the dung and sipping on minerals from the excretion. So that is one food for butterflies. And also you can also see there are some butterflies like common barren butterflies. I'll be showing a picture of common barren. Okay. So the even in many fruit shop you can see common barren butterflies. Common barren butterflies can like to have sip on minerals from rotten fruits. So this is also another food for some butterflies. So this is a beautiful great orange tip. It is having nectar from a flower. So these are the long antennae of the butterfly. This tube-like thing that you're seeing is called the proboscis. It's called the proboscis, Proboscis, I think. Okay. So this proboscis, this is what the butterfly uses to, sip on. It may be nectar, it may be minerals from, animal excretions, mineral from rotten fruit. This is the proboscis is the tube-like thing that butterflies uses to, sip on minerals and nectar. So this is a blue tiger, beautiful blue tiger. It is feeding on nectar. This is a plain tiger. This picture was taken right in front of Scudder Auditorium. Last year, 2 years back, I think there was so many sunflowers glooming there. I saw, I happened to see this plain tiger beautifully having nectar. So I'll be talking more about plain tiger in the forthcoming slides. So talking about butterfly host plants. So you would have, as medical people, we all know about hosts. So even butterflies are like very specific to some host plants, meaning butterflies only go and lay eggs on some particular plants. The butterflies larvae or the butterflies caterpillar, it likes to feed on only some particular plants or leaves. So butterflies only nectar on some particular flowers. So in this way, butterflies are very, very host specific. Host plants, meaning the main thing about host plants is butterflies go and lay eggs on only some particular plants. So I'm showing some host plants of three different common butterflies that we see in our campus and the common plants that we have in and around campus. So this is a Calotropis plant, and the Calotropis plant is hosted by like the host plant of this plain tiger is Calotropis plant. Meaning it lays eggs on these plants, and the caterpillar grows here, and that's how these butterflies, they multiply. So one main thing about plain tigers I want to tell is, you go in front, suddenly you get an urge to, do butterfly watching. And, you suddenly say, okay, today is Sunday, I'm on a holiday, I'm going to go in search of butterflies. And, you go in and around campus, I'm talking, I'll be, suddenly you say, I'm going to Eden Garden, I'll go in search of butterflies. Today I'm going to record at least this many number of butterflies, and you go, and I'll tell you the 100% you'll be able to see plain tiger butterfly. And then you get bored of seeing so many plain tigers, and then you go in front of Scudder Auditorium and you see the sunflowers there will have plain tiger butterfly, and then you get angry. I'm seeing only plain tiger butterflies. So I'll go in search of butterflies in front of sunken garden. There also you'll be able to see at least plain tiger, but at least 1 or 2 plain tigers butterflies. So how do you think plain tiger butterflies are everywhere? Why do you think plain tiger butterflies have survived so nicely and are very good survivors? Okay, I'll tell you. The caterpillar of plain tiger butterfly is actually feeds on milkweed plants. So the milkweed plants are actually toxic to their predators. So when caterpillar eats the leaves of milkweed plants, the caterpillar gets the toxic capacity, and hence birds or any other predator that sees a plain tiger butterfly, it'll already know that if I'm going to eat this plain tiger butterfly because of its caterpillar which is unpalatable, I'm going to die. So the plain tiger butterfly, because it is unpalatable because of the milkweed plants which it has eaten when it was in its caterpillar form, it is avoided by many birds and many other predators. So that's how plain tiger butterflies are very good survivors, and everywhere you see in Tamil Nadu, you will be able to see plain tiger butterflies. So, then this hibiscus rosa sinensis, which is a very common plant, an ornamental plant which many people have in their homes. Of course, we have a lot of hibiscus plants in our campus, and this is a host plant of Danai death fly. So Danai death flies are also seen a lot in our campus. If you have not seen, at least if you are going in search of this particular butterfly in front of Scudder Auditorium, you search butterflies for an hour or so, or at least half an hour, you'll be able to see 2 or 3 of these butterflies. So cycas, we have a lot of cycas plants, cycas trees in our campus. Example, I'd say in front of which hostel there are small 2 or 3 cycas plants are there, I think. Even in front of Scudder Auditorium, when you walk in the garden, there are 1 or 2 cycas plants. And in front of Asha building in main CMC campus, there are in both the end of Asha building, you will have 2. I have never seen a leaf of the cycas in that area. Only the bark will be there. But even only when the bark is there, I'll see at least on 10 to 15 plain tigers, sitting on the bark of these plants. So if you say, no, this butterfly is very new to me, I have not seen this butterfly at all. All you just have to do is, you need not go in search of butterfly. You just have to go to where this cycas plant is, and so if you see the cycas plant, you go in search of the cycas plant's bark, I'm very sure you'll be able to see this plain scooped butterfly. It's a very beautiful butterfly, very commonly seen in our campus. So these are some host plants of our campus. Host plants of some common butterflies in our campus. So these are not all the activities of a butterfly. These are some very important, activities of butterflies that I would like to share about. So butterflies do bask. Butterflies do something called shivering, and there is something called mud puddling, and there is something that a very important characteristic butterfly possesses, that is mimicry. So mimicking other butterflies. So why do butterflies bask? Why do they shiver? Why do they mud puddle? Why do they mimic? I'll be telling you. So I am like Sushil sir told in the beginning, I am actually more into birds than into butterflies. So actually, every day in the morning, I have to be in the duty at around 7:30 p.m. I mean 7:30 a.m. But I lethargically wake up only at 6:45, rush, and then I'll somehow try to be in the department by 7:40. But when it is a Sunday or when it is some holiday or some off, that is when my full energy comes. That is when I wake up around 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, and I go in search of birds. Because that is when birds come only around, like when the sun is just about to rise, the birds are very, very active, and that is when you see a lot of birds. So so when you are a bird watcher, I'd say you are a bit unlucky that you'll have to wake up 5:15, 5:30 in the morning, rush to the spot before the sun comes, and you'll have to go in search of birds. But if you are a butterfly watcher, if you are a butterfly lover, you need not worry about that, because you need not wake up early in the morning. You just lethargically wake up around 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning when the sun is all out. Only when the sun is all out, the butterflies are going to be out. So it is very easy to be a butterfly watcher than a bird watcher. So I would strongly recommend you all to be butterfly watchers. Talking about basking, yes, butterflies come. Butterflies overnight they get wet because of the dew, or they lose their energy sitting under leaves and resting. So what they do is, when the sun is totally out, butterflies come out, and they see a perfect spot where strong sunlight is there, and they sit with their wings wide open. So why do they sit with their wings wide open is, they absorb heat from the sun, and that will give them energy to glide and go in search of nectar, go in search of food for the whole day. So basking is what that butterflies gain energy from. So initially you will be thinking, you said that butterflies always sit with their wings closed, but only moths sit with their wings wide open. But this butterfly is sitting with its wing wide open, you can say. But only during basking, because the whole of the sunlight has to get struck on the whole body of butterflies. The butterflies sits with its wings wide open, and when they are basking. So this is an important feature that butterflies possess to gain energy by observing heat from the sun. There is something called shivering. So when you get fever, or when you're going to Manali or a very cold place, your body automatically starts to shiver. So why do you think your body shivers? Okay, your body shivers because your body is trying to increase its temperature. So shivering is a very common feature that even us human beings possess, and also butterflies and moths possess. So butterflies and moths do shiver when to increase their body temperature. This characteristic I have not observed much on butterflies, but when you want to experience this shivering characteristic in like when you want to see, you can just go open your bathroom. You will have at least 1 or 2 moths sitting there. You observe the moth for some time. I'll tell you, most likely you will be able to see a moth shiver its body, because shivering is more important in moths than in butterflies, because moths are, like I said, moths are nocturnal. They don't go and bask like the butterflies. So shivering is the only way where they can increase the body temperature. So shivering is mostly seen in moths, and even some butterflies possess this characteristic called shivering. Talking about mud puddling. So what are puddles? Puddles are just small small watery areas, like where moist watery areas, like sand, muddy areas, actually basically muddy areas, they'll have a little water flowing, or when you go to Amirdi forest, you have a small stream running here and there, and there'll be muddy puddles there, and you will be able to see a lot of butterflies there. I'll tell you what butterflies do is, but butterflies like to, in these muddy areas, butterflies like to go and congregate. Mainly male butterflies. So these, I don't know, I can just roughly say most of them here are male butterflies. So male butterflies do possess this habit called mud puddling. So what they do in mud puddling is they with their proboscis, I showed you proboscis of the butterfly, which the tube-like thing that comes out. It's actually like the mouth of a butterfly. It uses the proboscis to sip on sodium and amino acids. Basically minerals, sodium and amino acids. These sodium and amino acids, these male butterflies are not taking for themselves, but when the females of these butterflies, while they're for fertilization of eggs of these female butterflies, these male butterflies sip on sodium and amino acids. So mud puddling is very important for the nourishment of female butterflies during fertilization. So for the fertilization, this butterflies do mud puddle. So mud puddling is very, very important, is a very, very important characteristic in butterflies. It is always fun to see a lot of butterflies sitting in the same area. This picture was taken just in Amirdi Reserve Forest. I've seen a lot of butterflies congregating in a same place, and mud puddling. So even if you want to see butterflies mud puddle, all you have to do is go to Amirdi, check post, you'll be able to see streams running here and there. There'll be at least, if you go for a walk in the stream, you'll be able to see at least some 4 or 5 butterflies, sitting together and, mud puddling. This is a very beautiful sight, and, you should, which you all have to experience at least once. So this is a Black Raja, which is mud puddling. This picture was taken right in front of college canteen. See this proboscis. The proboscis is going inside the sand. So what this butterfly is doing is it is actually sorry. Okay, it is actually sipping on sodium and amino acids from the soil. So this sodium and amino acids is not going to help this Black Raja male anymore, but it is going to help the female of the butterfly to fertilize the eggs. So talking about butterfly mimicry. So butterflies are actually very, very beautiful. But why do you think butterflies want to mimic themselves? Yes. So butterflies actually they want to they increase the chance of survival. So what they do is they mimic harmful species. Like I said, plain tiger is an unpalatable butterfly because its larval form or the caterpillar form, it eats on milkweeds which are unpalatable. So that makes it survive from many predators. So butterfly mimicry in plain tigers, of plain tigers is done by a butterfly called Danaidic fly, which we already saw. We saw Danaidic fly male butterfly. This is a Danaidic fly male. So the female of this butterfly mimics a plain tiger. So this is a plain tiger and this is a Danaidic fly female. So if you think both look same, I'll tell you are wrong, because the simple way to differentiate a plain tiger and and a denied egg fly is the pattern in the end of their wings. You know, you will see three web-like patterns going, and here only one web-like pattern goes. So plain tiger is easily differentiated from the denied egg fly female by this. But for us, since we have more senses than any other human beings, we are able to differentiate in this way. But birds and many other predators will think this is a plain tiger and this is also a plain tiger, and that's what that makes denied egg flies survive from being hunted. So mimicking unpalatable plain tiger is what the denied egg fly is doing to survive from many predators. So this is I've just put both the pictures in the same slide. So this is a plain tiger and this is a denied egg fly female. So the male of a denied egg fly female is, denied egg fly is very unlucky. It is not going to survive because it does not have the capability to mimic like the female. So why do you think female of denied egg flies mimic plain tigers? Why don't males mimic? That is because females are the ones that are going to carry eggs. Females are the ones which are going to fertilize. So these are very important for the multiplication of these butterflies, the multiplication of this species of butterflies. So so females are more important than males in terms of reproduction and multiplication. So females are getting a higher chance for survival, and so this female denied egg flies mimic the plain tiger butterflies. So talking about life cycle of butterflies. So this is a presentation by a foundation called Roar at Rajapalayam. One of my friend, Mr. Sharan, is here watching our video, watching our live. So he is the in charge of this foundation, Roar. He was grateful enough to give me this slide because I didn't have a complete life cycle of any butterfly, so I wanted to borrow and use this slide. So now here we are. This common mormon is actually a very, very common butterfly which we see in our campus. So I thought common mormon is a very easy and very important thing for us to know. The life cycle of common mormon is very important for us to know. So these I hope you all can see the the lines written. Actually, the slide is little smaller than the previous one, so
we can see, Justus. It's clear.
Okay. So common mormons. So these two common mormons, we named them Adam and Eve. So Adam and Eve, common mormon, male and female, they fell in love. So what they, it's obvious that they fall in love. They do courtship. They mate, and the female became pregnant one day. So the female is actually mimicking a crimson rose butterfly, which is also an unpalatable butterfly. So this is one survival technique that females of common mormon uses to survive from different predators. So predators thinks that the common mormon female is actually a crimson rose, and this common mormon survives. So the crimson rose, the common mormon female is pregnant, and it starts laying eggs on curry leaves. I'm sorry, I forgot to say the host plant. The host plant of common mormon is curry leaves and lemon trees. So both curry leaves and lemon trees are very, very common, and so common mormon is very commonly seen in our campus too. So the common mormon female is laying eggs on curry leaves. It tries to choose tender leaves, because when the caterpillar is just out, it likes to feed on tender leaves more than the adult leaves. So it lays around 200 to 500 eggs. So this is a single egg, very tiny. It looks very, very tiny. So it is mild yellowish in color. It is spherical in shape, and in 1 or 2 days, the color of the egg slowly changes, and in another 1 or 2 days, a beautiful caterpillar. The caterpillar is called Annie. Annie, we have named it Annie. So Annie is coming out. So what Annie does is Annie knows that I'm going to eat leaves. I'm going to eat leaves only till the end of my life. I'm going to eat leaves. But before I start with the vegetarian diet, I'll first start with a non-vegetarian diet. So what Annie does is, what the tiny caterpillar of common marmot does is, it eats the eggshell first. So eggshell is completely, eaten up by the common marmot's larvae, Annie. So Annie eats, and then Annie comes out as 2.5 mm big caterpillar. So Annie has now eaten up the whole shell, and now it is ready to eat the tender leaves. So now what will Annie do? Annie will do nothing, but it is going to eat only leaves. So for the entire lifetime, Annie is going to eat leaves, but in the meanwhile, it is going to, every 2 or 3 days, it grows up to, it doubles its length, it becomes very, very big as it keeps eating. It is actually, it eats and eats actually. So on the, so every time it eats, what Annie does is it molds its skin. So you all should have heard of snakes shedding their skin. Just like that, caterpillars also have the habit of molting their skin. So they mold their skin, they turn into a different color, and then so these different stages of molting is called instars. So in the first instar stage, the caterpillar is around 2.5 mm in length, and in each and every time it molts, different instar states come. So in the third instar stage, the caterpillar is around 7 mm in length. So again it molts, and it becomes around 1.8 centimeters in length as it keeps eating the curry leaves. So now just like mimicking of butterflies, just like camouflaging of some butterflies possess, these caterpillars also have a habit of camouflaging. So this Annie has turned like a bird poop. So predators will think, okay, predators that are looking for caterpillars will think, ayyo ennada bird poopa, and then it'll avoid eating these. So in the fourth instar stage, the caterpillar is like a bird poop. So again, Annie doesn't stop. It keeps eating and eating and eating, and it reaches the final instar, or the fifth instar stage. So when it is in the fifth instar stage, it is around 2.3 centimeters in length. So the caterpillar is now almost grown up. So it still continues to eat, and it reaches its maximum ability to grow, and it is now ready to become a chrysalis or a pupa, which is the final second last stage of a butterfly cycle. So now Annie is a very beautiful green caterpillar. It has grown around 4.3 centimeters. So it is now going in search of a right spot to sit and pupate. So what it does, Annie finds a right twig, and it like a Spider-Man, it leaves some silk grittle, and it hangs like this. It hangs. So now the butterfly is actually pupating. The caterpillar is actually pupating. Now it seems like there is no life, in the pupa. So for a layman, when you go and see a pupa, a dormant pupa, you will think like nothing is happening. Nothing is happening in the pupa. So it is just staying like that. It is dormant, you will be thinking. But if it is that which you are thinking, I'll tell you, you are wrong, because when the caterpillar is in its pupating stage, that is when all the transformation happens. from a caterpillar to a butterfly. So what happens? Beautiful compound eyes gets generated. Beautiful wings of the butterfly gets generated. The clubbed antennae, clubbed long antennae, the the legs of the butterfly, the body of the butterfly, every single formation of different parts of a butterfly happens when it is in its pupating stage. So when it is in the form of a pupa. So this is the silk girdle that the that the caterpillar has put for hanging. So on the 9th day, what happens is the major magic happens. The caterpillar, the pupa is the pupa is empty and it has turned its color into something like a dry leaf. Now the pupa is empty and the butterfly is out of the pupa. There is some liquid that the butterfly uses to pressurize itself from inside, and it comes out from the pupa. So initially, after coming out, the butterfly usually goes and sits on some on a top branch or something where it gets sunlight, because it will be fully wet because of fluid inside the pupa. And it will first dry up its wings, and then Annie is now a beautiful common Mormon female butterfly which is ready to fly. So this is a life cycle of common Mormon, which is very common in our campus too. So I'll give you a quick overview of the life cycle, because the life cycle is very important. We also need a lot of more life cycles of butterflies to happen in our campus, because we need a lot of butterflies in our campus. I need a lot of butterflies in our campus. Okay, so again, I'll be just giving an overview. So 2 common Mormons, a male and a female, falls in love. The female becomes pregnant. It lays around 200 to 500 eggs. This is a small egg. It changes its color. The tiny caterpillar comes out. It eats up the initially a non-vegetarian who eats up the eggshell, and then it comes out as a vegetarian which eats only leaves. It eats and eats, goes into different instars or different stages. It molds its skin. It becomes different. Comes in different colors, and eventually it grows up to 4.3 centimeters in length, and eventually it finds a nice twig. It pupates, and all the formation happens. All the formation of different parts of the butterfly happens, and eventually with the help of the liquid, the butterfly pressurizes itself, and it comes out as a beautiful butterfly. So that's the for any butterfly, this is the overview of life cycle. For some it may be changing. So that's about the life cycle of butterflies. So concluding, so what we all have to do is to so what we all have to do is you think many of you might be thinking, I need to protect the butterflies in our campus. I need to protect the butterflies in my garden. So you might be thinking that. So you need not go and search the butterflies. You need not go and collect them and save them in your garden or in our campus. But all you have to do is you will have to only strive hard to protect the floral, the plants, the trees which you already have. You just have to protect them. You just have to let them grow. You just have to not cut them, so that these butterflies also will not go away from that area, because as I told you, butterflies are very host specific. They need that particular plants to grow and to survive in that particular area. So so if you want to I am happy with the butterflies that are in the campus. So I will only try to protect the floral diversity in our campus. So you will be having only the 40 plus species which you are seeing now. But if you think, no, I want more butterflies. So I am thinking I need more butterflies in our campus. So what we can do is we can, we need not go and introduce new butterflies. We need not go and take eggs from different places, Kattegat, and come and put in our area. We just have to, plant different host plants, new host plants that will help butterflies, new butterflies to come in search of that host plant, and eventually we'll have a lot of more butterflies in our campus. So that's the end of our Tawny Coster ride. I hope you enjoyed the experience. So this is a Tawny Coster just coming out of the pupa, beautiful pupa it has, and it is sitting down. This is going to sit for some time, dry itself in the sun, and eventually it will fly off. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Justus, very much. Like many people have said, your passion was clearly seen through your presentation. I'll open up for questions. Does anyone have any questions? Please go ahead. Anybody? Any questions?
I would like to make a comment.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So Justus, that was a lovely talk. Thank you so much. I enjoyed the talk.
Thank you.
I wanted to discuss the issue of mimicry. From what I understand, that this change in color may not be by design, but rather it is due to some kind of mutation in that species, say the female of the species, probably
sorry, ma'am. Actually, your voice is breaking.
Is it? Oh. No, I thought like mimicry happens by chance. It's a chance mutation. And if it leads to a survival advantage, that species tends to persist. So I just wanted to clarify if my thinking is right, that mimicry may not be by design, but is more a chance mutation which has a survival advantage. Say for the Dunade butterfly.
I'm actually not very sure about the answer for this question, because all the Dunade eggfly females that I have seen are, they mimic the plain tigers. But I'm
maybe
not very sure
that
about the
mutation in a different butterfly became a whole species altogether. Probably we identify the ones which don't have that mutation, say just the immediate parents, something else. Probably. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm just wondering.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Anybody else? Any questions? Justus, how long have you been in the CMC campus?
Around 6 years, 6 or 7 years.
Have you seen any new species, or have you seen any species that were common that are no longer common?
Black Raja, I've seen the picture I showed was I saw only 2 years back, sir. And monkey puzzle also I've seen only 2 years back, and last year, a few months back, you saw one. Black Raja, I no more see Black Raja butterflies, but I think recently when I went to Brahmapuram temple, on top of the temple, there is a jackfruit tree, and the jackfruit tree has a lot of black Raja butterflies. So I think maybe if we plant some jackfruit trees in our campus, we might have a lot of black Rajas too.
Justus, so you may know that there is a move to kind of cut down the subabul trees. So that's an opportunity when we can plant other things. So I would recommend that if you could suggest to Jenny and her team different host plants that would be good to plant on the campus, that's something that we could look forward to and plan towards.
Sure, sir.
Anybody else? Any questions or comments?
Hi, Justus.
Yes, hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, sir. How are you, sir?
I joined a little late. I was busy in theater. As usual, it's always nice to see you and your observations. Justus has been very keen observant for all this stuff. I think Justus need to make some army of more Justuses in our campus to keep this species alive and keep an observation on them. And as Sushil said, that it's very good idea to introduce, because what we so far think of biodiversity and habitat is more of the trees. There are a lot of importance to be given to the shrubs and the wildflowers around. So these need so many small patches of the grassland which sustain these caterpillars and all. So we need a good habitat transformation of our campus so that we can increase the number of butterflies and their varieties. Thanks, Justus, again.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else? Any questions?
So, Latif here. So I don't really have a question. I just have a comment. To be very honest, over the last 2 years or so, I've seen a transformation in a certain part of the campus, and which has been like my go-to place for butterflies. And Sushil knows what I'm talking about. It's his garden. So ever since he moved into that house, with a lot of love and care, both of them have nurtured their garden, and you can see it's full of flowering plants, different species. The backyard has different species. And any day, actually, if you go there, you probably will see about 15 or 20 species of butterflies easily in their garden. So I think it's a major transformation from what it was in just about a year or 2 years. I think we've been able to see a major transformation. So anytime I'm in the mood to see butterflies or caterpillars, I just have to go to Sushil's garden, and I'm very sure I'll see something. So I think we can have similar efforts in various parts of the campus. Doesn't require too much, I think, but shared knowledge, I think, in terms of host plants, could really go a long way in increasing the butterfly count in the campus.
Thanks for that, Latif. And just a little background. Actually, this house that we moved into, the land around the house was quite barren. There was no garden at all, and so it has been a fairly good transformation within a short period of time. So there is hope. Thanks for bringing that up, Latif. If there are no other comments, I really want to thank Justus. Like everyone said, your enthusiasm was bubbling through your presentation. You've given us fantastic information in a very informative and entertaining way. We thank your friend also who shared those slides. And I want to just also make an observation that this is the first time that we've crossed, I think, 50. Maybe not be the first time, but rarely
we actually had 60 people today.
Yeah, rarely do we get such a large participation. And so I also want to thank everyone who joined, because the more people, the merrier, and there are more comments and there's more awareness and our movement grows. So thank you, everybody. Justus, there was a comment from someone who was requesting whether in another talk sometime you can show us the variety of butterflies that you have captured on campus, and we can plan towards that sometime.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks, Latif. Justus, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.